So I decided to make a couple of minor changes to how I'm doing things. I really want to be bringing down the sun each time. And it's a little bit of a trick, partially because making these is not enough creation to also make the icy suns that I need. So I need to have a little bit more divinity and build. Really, I just want to build 2-2. I'm gonna try it again. The other thing I really want. The other thing that'd make it a lot easier is if I could train better. Really, as I've mentioned, I want to do some other challenges to set up for these all of these crystal power challenges. I mean, I'm going to continue to do these for 2 more weeks while I'm gathering my absurd amounts of chocolate. Oh my gosh, so much. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that pumpkin real soon. I'm going to get it tomorrow. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a major purchase here. I've been thinking about it, and I think. Also, by the way, I'm about to hit 10K on this. It's going to be great. It'll be enough that it'll basically have tripled my creation speed and given me a 50% boost to building speed, and I really want to punch these up. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of GP. But I think this is worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Well, no. I'm going to do it after I rebirth. Because, I mean, you know, the added weight of this might beat 1P ball, which, you know, yes, I'm squeezing rocks to get extra GP out of them at this point. But hey! But anyway, the short version is I'm going to buy another 1,000,000 clones. That's going to help me with the divinity generator by increasing the amount that I can put on upgrading it, so it will give me more divinity, and it'll also help me beat this a little bit, which is nice, you know, and it'll also allow me to put more on might training for attack and defense plus, which again helps fight this. It'll make this softer. So I'll be able to turn this down. I'm probably going to bring it down to 18. I mean, if I can actually make that a 2 and a 2, then I don't even need to do that. But anyway, I'm not going to try for number 4 because that would require a lot more creation, a lot more divinity to make trap galaxies. It's a pain. But anyway, let's just go ahead and knock this thing out. I've gotten so used to this pattern, I wish I could just macro it at this point. I'm tired of hitting the same sequence of buttons. It's down to just, this is my pattern. There should be an option to macro it. Doggone it. That should be a thing. Anyway. Pooh. I have to wait another 6 minutes before I rebirth. Well. Well, okay, fine. I'm going to wait another 6 minutes, then I'm going to rebirth. Then I'm going to buy 1,000,000 clones. In that order. Another 1,000,000 clones. I mean, it's annoying because it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me with the 1,000 clone challenge. It's debatable value on the no divinity challenge. Probably better off just having the GP. It's not going to help me with clone build-up challenges should I decide to do those. It's just the 1,000,000 clones is like just not the best thing. Not the best thing ever. Not. But on the other hand, it's good for everything else, pretty much. very nearly every other thing ever. That added million clones will be awesome. And the more important thing is, if I get, here's what finally convinced me to do this. If I could consistently beat the Living Sun, that's 30 GP a run. Even if I only manage to get 4 runs a day, which seems to be the way it is right now, just because of the way everything lines up. I mean, it's better on weekends, but that just seems to be what I'm able to do right now. That's still 120 a day. 120 GP a day. Times 10 days. Yeah, that's worth doing. Basically, I'm getting the clones at half off. Yeah. And you never know, it might even push me further into the P-balls a little bit to have the extra million, maybe. And that would result in even more GP, but probably not, because I'll have spent GP and that'll cost me some. Anyway, I'm rolling in the GP. I can afford to do this. The next thing I'm going to do is almost certainly build speed, though. I really want build speed up. Which would be the best thing for my Divinity Generator, by far. And I guess it's time I try to count these out again. So, let me see, I need to add 25, and I need to add 4, so that's going to become an 8. Okay, so you're going to become an 8, and the difference between 4 and 8, oh dear, let me see, it's 33 plus 25, plus I think 5, is that right? 33 plus 25 is a 58, plus 5 would be 63. That's right, isn't it? I hope that's right. I'll get this all set up again. I wish I could save profiles of just, you know, like, I could just have a thing I click on, it says, this is I name it my 2 black hole profile. It goes, and then I decide I'm going to load my 1 black hole profile. It just goes, and dumps it all down. Maybe I should just write these things down. Maybe. That probably makes sense. I should probably do that. Probably. 4 universes. How many galaxies had that been again? Oh man, edit undo won't edit undo. Well, that's dumb. Whatever, I'll worry about it another day. If I just stopped changing builds so often, it wouldn't need to worry about it. Anyway, are we done yet? 50 seconds. Oh, here's something I need to do. I just want to start knocking the P-balls down. I'm like antsy to just hit the button and go, but no. Patience. I can do this. Come on. Poke him in the eyes. It's not hard. Just pretend you're Mo from the Three Stooges. Poke, poke, poke. You gotta do the sound effects, though, too. I'm not capable of making those crazy sound effects. Purportedly, according to the actors, the actor playing Mo was so incredibly good with that poking stuff, he'd get it right up to where it feels like he's touching your eye with a feather when he pokes his fingers in your eyes, apparently. Don't worry. As soon as I get my time machine working, I'll go back and film a few episodes with them. It'll be great. I'll go back. Yeah. Why do people always do stupid things with time machines? Oh, I'm gonna go make $1 billion by playing with the stock market. Oh, I'm gonna go, I don't know, change history in some horrible way for some reason. Why? Why don't you just go back and like, hey, how's it going, Samuel Clemens? Hey, just meet all kinds of cool people like Bill and Ted did. They had the right idea. Then you can secretly commission them to write a bunch of novels, bring them back to this day and age, and everyone can tell you how terrible they are. Get William Shakespeare to pen something, get them to do the play just one time, film it, put it on YouTube, and watch all the negative comments. I see he's trying to be like Shakespeare, but it just doesn't have the same... Insert pretentious language here. Alright, are we done yet? We gotta be done. We're done. Okay. Mine. Ugh, only 9s. Well, what can you do? We're done here. Come on, just a little more. And we buy some rocks and rebirth. And it's finally my moment. Look, I've been debating this decision and waiting for this moment for half my day, okay? Intermittently, I mean, not solidly like, oh, I'm gonna but throughout the day I just kept going, you know, maybe I should. No, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. No, maybe I shouldn't. And the answer is, I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I have to resplit this. Good enough. Alright. 39, just like that. Well, we're a little over 25% less powerful now. In exchange, we got 20% more clones. Anyway. The GP will come back in time, but the clones will never go away. Unless I'm in any of a lot of challenges where they go away. But, yeah. Aside from those circumstances. And now it takes even longer for my clones to fill up. That means that if I rebirth right before going to bed and want to wait just for the clones to finish breeding so I can sleep, I'll have to wait even longer. But I just can't justify to myself increasing my creation count. I want it, but I can't justify it. I know that it's a stupid thing to do. But I want it! Oh well. Alright, well... we have a couple things we need to do here. First off, I think it's 7? Yes. First off, the goat is now the weakest one in the lot. And I double checked. There's no other candidates. So, I was a little uncertain whether or not I should be really using the robot for food. I really wanted the added chocolate, though. Though, you know, the loss in the growth campaign was the thing. But I thought it was okay. Even if it was a loss, it would have been a very small difference. But now, giving stat growth to a pet I don't particularly want to grow at this moment. I mean, I do want them all to grow, but I want to focus on getting them all over 10k in the growth campaigns first. So now I need to switch back to using the robot. this is only the first part of it. Because there's something else we must do. I've been waiting so long for this. That 500 growth thing is so tempting. I mean, literally, with the exception of my robot, it would more than double any pet. More than double them. It would instantly put a pet over 10,000. Or I could put the robot up to 21,000. And I've mentioned before how it's kind of the growth is not linear. It's actually kind of exponential. The higher your growth, the better it is. So that it might be better to give that growth to the robot than to unlock the 2 pets for me at this time. If I was earlier in the game and my pets were still at like 1,000 or something, then it would be enormous. That said, I have to have the pumpkin and the ghost. I have to have them. I just have to. I must. There's no getting around it. I must have you. I've wanted you for so long. You are mine now. And you, wow, have a total stats of, right, pretty nice for a start. But you're never going to see a growth campaign. You are the eternal chocolate hunter. You are eternal on chocolate. That is all that you do. I'll let you gain a few levels, just as a courtesy. Just out of the kindness of my heart. But he doesn't actually have a bonus on food campaigns. Just can find additional chocolate. It doesn't say what the chance is. Just that there is a chance. Okay. Has a 30% chance to find chocolate in food campaign. This is increased by 30% every hour. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Yep, that adds up perfectly. Okay, that's good. Okay. So it's not a scaling thing, it's just good. Okay, alright. So I'm going to select, I'm going to take you off. And you're no good at food, so I'm going to put you on. Okay. Alright. Awesome. More chocolate. And on top of that, I now have an extra pet kicking around that I can put onto another campaign. In this case, Divinity. Now, I was still having a little trouble getting enough Divinity to build all of this. To make all of this within, 3 to 4 hours range. This is a pretty major step. When I get the ghost, I can pop yet another one in here. Let me see. Oh, right, the slime is also in this right now. Yeah. I forgot I did that. I mean, I didn't forget anything. Of course, I planned this all along. I just... Slimer should really be in here in place of one of these. I think it's the snake, which is my other divinity giver. Right. Alright. So after 2 more runs, I'm going to swap the Midgar Zolom out for the slime. No, I'm going to swap it anyway. I'm going to juggle things. The goat is going to be stuck on divinity because he can't do food campaigns at all. So he's stuck there. But when I get the ghost, the snake can go into divinity. And that will be one of... That answers one of the big hurdles in my wanting to make these runs 3-hour runs. It's not the only hurdle, but it's the big one. Also, I've had an unfortunate tendency, more than once, to forget to actually forge and equip my crystals before rebirthing, and that's an embarrassingly stupid thing. But thankfully I didn't do that last run. But I did do that twice since I started these Crystal Power challenges. It's the stupidest mistake, but there it is. I done goofed a couple times. Didn't capture it on film, so I don't know why I'm fessing up to it. Me and my intractable honesty. Anyway, yeah. And this rock is at 644 now. Awesome. 644 awesomes. I figure to get these all to 10,000, I was figuring it was going to take me a month, but I mean, we've got chocolate and the gold dragons and the mighty food, and we're further along now than when I did that estimate. How long will it take now? Let me see. I gain about 600 a day from growth campaigns. So that's about 3 days per figure at this point. So that's 27. Then you subtract all the feedings from that. 8 a day at... jeez. Somewhere in the 20 to 25 range. I'm not sure exactly. I wish I could look at how much a feeding would give them and use that. The numbers got a little bit strange. The numbers got a little bit strange with their decimal points and things, and I should just write down what the approximate numbers are. This is approximate. You gain approximately this much. Then I can just use that as a measure. I don't have to be exact on this. Alright. Anyway. Ho, ho, ho. I got the pumpkin. So, that's going to get me a couple more chocolate right off. This is actually able to get... 7 chocolate a day, but you only eat. If I got perfect feedings, assuming I'm not rebirthing and, you know, getting things jaggedy, you can only eat a maximum of 8 a day. Holy crap. Wow. I would only be losing 1 chocolate a day if I keep only feeding the gold dragon. That means that I have enough chocolate to last, well, 289 days. But we still have 9 more days of Chocolate Factory. This thing is more valuable than I realized. I didn't realize it would get that much chocolate. Wow, what an advantage. Oh my goodness. Let's think about this for a second. It's a pretty good argument to feed some chocolate to somebody else. Yeah. And of course, there's going to be Christmas, and there's going to be random things out of draws. Darn. Oh, one of my doublings wasted now. Oh well. Yeah. There's also clone build-up challenges. I think I should be feeding my robot chocolate as well. That's what I think. but he's not close to 10,000, is he? That doesn't seem right. That threshold is so important. Maybe I should feed everyone chocolate. I could burn up all of this in like 2 days. Doesn't seem very good either. How much would they actually get out of that? Not enough to be worth it. I will think about how to dispose of my chocolate. Mostly I want to just pour it onto the strongest and keep pushing them up. But the way growth campaigns are going to go, they're all going to catch up to him, and then he's going to start getting his turns. So... well, actually, when they all hit 10,000, I'm going to start cycling all the others through. Probably starting with Cupid here, since his divinity boost is real nice. Although I think these are actually based on your levels, so that really wouldn't matter. And food campaigns don't care. But once the chocolate factory's done, we won't be running food campaigns. We'll be going back to other things. Yeah. So I want to get them over 10K. That slime, once it cycles back in, is going to be receiving a bunch of the growth campaigns. Alright, anyway. Stuff to think about. Stuff to think about. Well now, whatever has happened here? We okay? We cool? Everything looks good to me. I don't know. Still have my rock. Let's check the important things first. Yeah, no, everything seems to be fine. I don't know. I was up with that. Let's see, don't need you here anymore. There we go. Let's see. Oh, wow, yeah, I got plenty of divinity. Oh, yeah. Shut all this down. This is what it looks like every day when I come home. Or wake up in the morning, more or less. It looks like this. So... as you can see, Slimer is one of my strongest pets, the second strongest one. But that's only until the mole surpasses him in 30 minutes. Yeah. The shark is only 1 point below him, though. And yet look at what that does to the stat difference. 3,000 almost. It's crazy how much 1 point means. Like, literally, like that's crazy. Because it's not like they went through a level up campaign or anything where that 20% to level campaigns could come into play. Nuh-uh. They just fought some shadow clones for a little bit at the beginning. Not even enough shadow clones yet. Anyway, I guess I might as well talk a little bit. I don't think... well, let me take a moment to figure out what am I going to do with all of these. I'm just going to put y'all here for a little bit. And the last bit... oh, I got to do that too. Last bit of you can do this. Okay, so... I don't think that the Ultimate Pet challenges apply to the amount of chocolate this thing gives me. I don't think. Pretty sure. But it doesn't matter, because I'm wading in chocolate. Like, good grief. And I have 5 more days of it. No, it's awesome. Like, this is so much. And it would be enough to feed all of my pets for... let me see. I'm about to get another pet, so we'll call it 24. Each of them eat 8 times a day. I could feed them for about 2 days. Completely. And that's what I'm going to keep the chocolate around for. I'm only feeding Goldie. I thought about feeding all the ones up here to try to push them to the, end of the growth faster, but I just decided, you know what? If for any reason I find myself in a circumstance where I cannot give them mighty food, like say I'm doing a clone build-up challenge where I don't have ball points and I don't have GP that I can afford to spend during it because it locks that, it would sure be nice to have a huge heap of chocolate that I could feed my pets rather than giving them rat droppings. You don't ever want to have to give them the rat droppings to eat. It's terribly wasteful for their stat growth. So I'm just going to hang on to this, at least until I get a refrigerator, which is an indeterminate period in the future. At least until then, I think I should just hang on to this. I'm very much looking forward to when all these cross 10k, because then I'm going to start grabbing other pets, probably starting with Cupid here, since I've actually been making pretty good use of him on Divinity runs, and pushing them over the same threshold. Even if your campaign doesn't use base stats to determine its bonus, even if it uses your levels, your total stats, that's fine, because reaching the next tier makes you better at level up campaigns, which, so yeah, definitely want to do that. Doing these within 3 hours is very difficult for me at this time, especially since I want to beat all of these up through the Living Sun. I have to be able to get enough growth to do that. I have to make 2 black holes and upgrades. And I tried doing 4 once, and that's really difficult to do even after coming home after 9 hours. But in 5 days, it's going to become, well, a little more than 5 days, it's going to become a triviality. Because right now I'm only running, 2 pets that actually get Divinity, because the rock just kind of sits there. But when I've completed, when this event runs out and I've got all my chocolate that I can squeeze out of it, I'll be dropping 10 pets into Divinity, and the rock won't be one of them. And some of these pets give a Divinity bonus. So I'm going to get lots of Divinity. Way more Divinity at the 2 hour mark, and that'll make it so easy with the, to build. If I can get this to 3-3, which I might, I could actually bring down 4 of these. But that's just slightly iffy. Of course, as soon as this runs out, we're going to be testing a few different challenges, mainly the CBC, the 1,000 clones, and the No Divinity. Now, I don't think I'm going to tackle a No Rebirth yet. I know I've mentioned that before. I mean, I'd love to, but I'd love to have the reward, but I wouldn't love to actually do the challenge just yet. Yeah. Depending on how it looks, the idea is, once I just have all 10 pets on Divinity, I mean, that'll be a massive difference to this whole thing. There's a few other things that I could do that would definitely help. I have a lot of GP sitting around. I could increase the build speed, of course, and the creating speed. I mean, for the suns, it's not so bad, but to make trap galaxies, of course, I'll need more creating speed. So, a few different things to refine if I want to go 4 steps in, and I do. But just for now, I mean, I've been gaining lots of crystal power and lots of GP. If I lock down the efficiency of this later, it'll be incredible. I'm also thinking about another 1,000,000 clones. It's really not so hard to defeat them. It's just hard to get the materials to make their stuff, and then you have to wait for it to all build. That's what makes it difficult. It's actually the V2s, the UB V2s, that slow me down so much. Because gathering the crystals is really not hard. As you know, there's a few things I could do to make my crystal gathering more efficient yet, but the GP is very important. And I really would like to get that extra 40 off of each run, as well as, you know, just doing the whole thing more efficiently. And of course, I really want to do the P-Ball challenges. I really want to. I mean, every single run, I would be getting more GP out of it, significantly more. Maybe not 40 more like a UB would bring, but still, you know, it's good. It's real good, and I want it. I could be getting more out of each of these runs. I could save a few openings for when I'm on the 1,000 clone challenge, but you know what? One of these might contain a pet token or a crystal slot. Of course they don't. They never do. I mean, they did once. It can happen again. Oh well. I got the GP. That's good, right? My Mystic is doubled. That's kind of wasted on this run, but... Alright then. So much for so much. So, was that a saving doesn't work anymore, or are we good? Yeah, I don't know what was up with that error. That was weird. Okay. Let's get that dog a little bit of growth. And then scoop up some more divinity. Okay. There it is. So much chocolate. 1,000 candy. I'll take that. So that makes 2,000 candy. Now, I should not be able to accrue any further candy from this event. But I do have a little bitty ghost. Look at him. Look at him fighting his heart out. One more. Unfortunately, your stats aren't very good right now. The Rock is better than you. We'll fix that later. We'll fix that later. He doesn't do anything yet, since there are no dungeons yet. So, we'll come back to him later. Still, it's good to have another pet. It's always good to have another pet, accruing stats. I'd like to pick up a few things in the pet department, but not yet. We'll get back to climbing later, and we'll be thinking about books again later, not now. Only a few days left of chocolate gathering. I've been doing pretty good at these clone build-up or crystal power challenges, and it's been yielding absolutely absurd rewards. I mean, yeesh. Of course, as I've said many times, I'm not perfectly efficient. I can make these better, and I will make them better. Okay, let's see. Slather your ho-hos in mayonnaise like a gross dragon. I think I've mentioned I had a teacher do that once. Once? No, man. I guess I should say I had a teacher once who did it all the time. Ugh. Okay. Gotcha. Click. Clack. Okay. I just need to finish off this here Icy Sun, which won't take but a moment. And then I'm pretty well ready to rebirth. I mean, I'll just dump them all on upgrades and do all that. Only this time I've got a ghost. It's really sad. The ghost is going to do almost nothing. Like, I can send it on divinity campaigns, but its stats are so low, it's going to bring very little back. It's, unfortunately, until I use the growth campaigns on some of these things, they don't get anything other than stat points from feeding, which I consider to have quite a bit of value, but it does over time. It really adds up. The rock alone has enough stats that I could have given it all of those in a single 12-hour campaign, very nearly. Not quite, but almost. But that's a 12-hour campaign for free. More than a 12-hour campaign now. Every pet is gaining that much at the same speed the rock is. That adds up to a lot between all of them. And the more I unlock, the more I get. And the better the gold dragon is. Okay. Show. Anything else? Got crystal? Yep, everything's set up. Okay. So I'll make sure I'm not forgetting to equip my crystals or anything stupid. I have to basically run down a mental checklist at the end of each run to make sure I didn't forget anything. I know it's still going, but I'm in a hurry. There's no way I can beat this one. Oh, we're not in the green. Yeah, we're not going to be strong enough. Okay. Seems good. When I complete this Crystal Power Challenge, assuming there's even any chocolate time left. Okay, there will be. When I complete this Crystal Power Challenge, for the rest of the chocolate time, I'm probably going to run something different. Probably a planet multiplier. Yeah, probably. Sounds about right. So much GP. I could spend it. I could buy so many upgrades. But in and of itself, it is so incredibly powerful. Alright. Anyway. Oh hey, the ghost actually is really useful. Because it's as good at gathering food as anyone else. Like, say, a mighty snake with a divinity bonus. Well, now, in that case, I put you lot on food. Okay. I take back what I said. This ghost is actually highly useful for the next 4 days. How does the ghost carry the food back? Well, it's been a heck of an event. I have gathered an insane amount of chocolate. We're down to 2 days, and I'm going to keep gathering what last dregs I can dredge up out of this. But I'm not going to run another Crystal Power Challenge. I'm ready to shift gears, but not until I'm done collecting that last bit of food. So for now, I need to rebirth. I don't want to start a new one, but I want to go into a different challenge. Is that okay? Can I do this? No, I can't. Okay, so I have to rebirth normally, then I have to start the challenge. But I don't want to do it right away because that would be a double rebirth, basically, and I'm not ready to do that. I mean, my stats are way up here. I want to milk them for GP. Oh, so much GP. Look at how much I got here. More than a 10% gain in crystal power alone during this. But so very much GP. So this is actually going to help me a lot when I hit up these. It's funny, I actually want to do this entire set right now, all of these. I want to do them all right now. But that's not how it's going to go. That's not how it's going to go down. All right, so. Oh, wait, whoa. Wait a sec. Very important. By that. Gotta watch my health here. Come on. It's just people 35. How hard can it be? Really? You got a rock? Dash that against his head a few times. That'll do the trick. It's a powerful rock, too. It's got 1,000 stat points on it. You don't have any other weapons that can compare with that rock, do you? I think not. Unfortunately, it still has minus 100% to all campaigns. I thought at 1,000 that it would start to get something, but no. Not anything. It's just sitting at 0 still. Yes. No. So, I guess we run no challenge for, I don't know, a couple hours, a few hours, however long. Then I'm thinking of just doing a couple of these, because I got 2 days left, so, no sense doing one of these. I could knock out a few of these without resetting anything. That's what makes the most sense to me to do right now. Anyway. Oh yeah, I also doubled this because the clone count was getting smaller and smaller as I've been getting more and more pets. I need to set Pinocchio out to sea and wait for this thing to show up. But there is no puppet I can use as bait. Wait a minute. You could be a puppet I could use as bait. Unfortunately, I don't have him yet. Maybe the whale will cough him up when I get him, huh? Alright, well, anyway. So, from here... Man, I'd love to make this creation count bigger to get this done faster. It's funny, no matter how I tear it, I always come back to this is the most important challenge on the books right now. I mean, that might sound weird, but it just is. Not because the bonus that it gives is particularly valuable in and of itself, in terms of if I were climbing P-balls, it would just be, But in terms of how it impacts other challenges, it's just really good. I mean, it's one of the only things that even applies to Ultimate Arties, as I brought up before. Like, it's important. So, but I've still got my document, and we're going to test all of these things soon. But I'll have 10,000 GP when I do. Look at that. It's good for all of these, but not those. God, I just don't want it. I mean, I want, but I don't. I want the bonus over here in parentheses. But compared to a double rebirth challenge or some of the other things, the clone build-up challenge is just such a pain. Taking away all my GP and everything. And the challenges, there really isn't a challenge that is super good for clone buildup. Like, none of these bonuses really make all that much difference. So, it's annoying. The pets are good, of course. That's about the only thing I've got going for me for when I tackle the clone buildup challenge, is that my pets are amazing. Speaking of which, let me see here. I'm going to assume that this is going to take a 3-hour run at least. So that's what I'm going to go with. So the dog is currently the weakest of the set, and he's over 9,000, as they say. Actually, he's tied with the mole. Yeah. I figure within 9 days they'll start crossing the 10,000 mark. And once they've been crossing that 10,000 mark, once I have them all crossed it, or at least 9 out of 10 crossed it, I can start grabbing other pets and putting them in here, is my plan. The important ones, like the fairy, like the goat, like Cupid, and even the snake here, all of these are potentially useful. Divinity and item campaign ones. But then again, I'm not actually using the item campaigns just yet. GP. I can do the GP runs during clone buildup, right? That might be useful. I don't know. Do I really need the Divinity ones to be more powerful right now? I mean, it's good, but... You know what? I'm not 100% certain. I have 9 days to think about it. Well, more than that. That's when they'll start crossing that 10K threshold. So I have a while to think about it. And we'll see what I decide to do then. So many pets. Must have more. Never enough pets. We're making a menagerie. Alright. Okay, well, I guess 315 will be good enough. I'm now in a Planet Multiplier Challenge. And I've got the Divinity Generator to a level that'll, I don't know, it's passable, I guess. I should maybe bring it up more. I don't know. I only need enough to be able to beat all 5 of these. I'm not certain that that's enough, but we'll hedge our bets. We'll put a little there. Let's see. All right, what we need is this on. First of all, we've got our crystals multiplying here through the night. So when I get up, there should be plenty of that. I need this. Okay. I need... Well, it's very important that I can actually beat all 5. I really want to put 2 million on these if I could. I'll drop a little bit here on this. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Alright. This can have just a touch. I'm going to end up with more than 2 in the end, but I'm not going to create all this until, until I have my crystals built up and my huge hunk of divinity so that I can just make a crap ton of universes. I want to just dump the rest here. I need to get this power surge building. Is 1 million really enough? 400,000 really enough here? It's probably okay. They're out of balance. We'll fix that. Anyway, we'll see how this works out. These are just junk crystals till this has built up something more proper. Oh, hey, I just completed a bunch. I have a big pile right now. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. We'll make you 2 as well. And there. Looks good. Okay. Still got 1 million there. Alright. I guess that's how I'm gonna split it. I wish I could put 100k more here. I wish I had more clones, doggone it. I want to put more clones on everything. In particular, though, I'm worried that this isn't going to be enough to bring down all 5 easily, at least. Really, these will be a whole lot easier after I've done the 1k challenges. Those will make this so much easier. Both in the power surge and in these. And also, of course, I can up my planet level further with Day Ball Challenge. But we're only knocking a few of these out during this period here of a day and a half, basically. Little more than a day and a half. So, you know, it was that, or I didn't want to start another Crystal Power Challenge because that would take longer to complete. And I didn't want to do an all-achievement challenge because that would, you know... And everything else wants to reset me in some way. I mean, I guess I could do a day challenge, but I don't need to do a day universe challenge. I don't think I could do better on the Day Might challenge yet. Maybe after I've completed the 1k challenges, then I could come in and do this. Those 1k challenges just plug into so many things. I could do my pets, but then they wouldn't be gathering food and growth, would they? So no, I can't. I kind of defeat the whole point. Nah. This is a lot, though. This is a lot of chocolate. Huh. It's a lot, but then again, at the same time, it's not a lot. If I put myself in a situation where I couldn't gather good food, this would burn up almost instantly. Oh well. We're looking good here. Crystal Power Challenges haven't been so good for the challenge points, though. But they've been good for everything else. I'm constantly thinking about all the different combinations of things I could do with this. If I was willing to burn it all off, I could do so much. I mean, I could add 40,000 to my build speed. Just boom. I could do the same to my creation speed, though. That would be stupid. But 10,000 would certainly be most welcome. Why does it cost GP to change your name? I would assume that would be a fairly easy thing to do, since every time you rebirth, nobody remembers who you are. You just tell them, "Oh yeah, I'm Bob Smith. I'm Billy Bob Joe." Next time, "Hey, yeah, I'm Studebaker. Studebaker Dunkirk." How would they know any better? Apparently, once you become a divine being, your name becomes part of your essence. Then maybe wizards, if they know your name, can just summon you. Who knows? Oh, well, some wizard has my name and can call me. I better change it. Hold on, I have to put a whole bunch of work into it. Spend a whole bunch of power on it. There we go. Ha! That'll learn 'em.